it's time to meet some of our splendid students who will talk about their experience at the King's Colleges.
I'm Eugen Hernandez. I'm from Venezuela. I was in King's Oxford doing A levels from 2021 till 2023. I did history, politics, geography, and I also took Spanish. Well, because obviously I already speak it. And now I'm studying in St Andrews University in Scotland. I'm studying international relations and philosophy.
How do you feel the college helped you to develop the academic skills that you needed to succeed at university?
Well, I think obviously I came from a school from Venezuela. I graduated there. In classrooms, we used to have classrooms of around like 40 people. So I think coming to King's Oxford, which is quite small, was a huge change for me. Like going to now classrooms with I think like 3 or 4 people max. I had my history classes that it was just me, so it was very like personal one-to-one classes with my teachers. And I think going from that huge change, especially obviously not only that, but changing to a completely different language, because I went to a completely Venezuelan Spanish school. It was a huge change for me, and I think King's really helped me try to kind of like change that mentality to understand the UK system and understand how I needed to write, because I took only essay-based subjects. So it was truly a challenge, but I was really helped by all of my teachers. I think even now, as I told you in our previous meeting, Chris, I still take the same advice that I had from my politics teacher in my first year. I still keep writing the same way. I still go back to the Peel system. I truly, I think that King's gave me a base to not only succeed in my A levels, because obviously I got my offer from my dream uni, but also to succeed later in uni life as well, especially academically, but obviously also in other ways.
Could you maybe talk a little bit about your role in the student council and maybe how that helped you to develop different skills in different areas?
Yeah, I was part of the student council on the second year that I was in Oxford. Just because on the first year, I guess, I don't know, I didn't really know. I was trying to kind of like get used to living outside of, my country and living away from my parents and everything. But the second year, especially with the help of Simon, which was the head of activity leaders in Oxford, he always wanted to get everyone involved. So I got involved to the student council. And I remember for me, like the biggest thing that we did was on Valentine's Day, we sold flowers and serenades for charity, and we were able to raise £600 in one day. And again, these were serenades that we were singing ourselves, the committee, and we were like going over classes and even serenading teachers. And it was truly an amazing time. And obviously putting all that into a charitable cause is truly an amazing thing to do. And again, we got so much help from our director and from Simon and from the teachers, obviously helping us through like the whole organization. And I think all of those skills really helped me, again, even in the writing of my personal statement, to be able to have those experiences from school and also from an organizational point of view, like the way that you have to kind of like put your mind into how to do this, how we're gonna handle the money, who's gonna be here, who's gonna be there, who's gonna serenade. And I think I can see that in my uni right now. For example, right now I am delighted to be the executive director of my university's fashion show. And we raised over like £30,000 for charity in the UK. So obviously, I was able to kind of use my experience in King's and kind of exploit it at uni and hopefully later in life in a career.
Could you maybe explain a couple of highlights with regards to that process of preparation?
Yeah, I think just because it's such a small school, you get so much one-to-one contact with your teachers. And for example, Melrose was my English teacher and she was my tutor as well. So she was kind of the dedicated person that I had to ask any questions I had about unis, or even like if I had any problem any day, or I felt bad or I was sick or anything, which I think it felt quite nice to have someone so dedicated to you, kind of, especially because you're obviously a young person living away from home for the first time in your life. So it's kind of a rough patch at first. And I think for me, having someone as Melrose or even Simon as well, to be able to talk to when things weren't going well or when things went well, when I got accepted to uni and everything, was truly amazing. Someone that you can talk to about your personal statement, because in the end, like, this is the first time you're doing all of this and you're coming to a completely different country and you have your own ways of writing and your own ways of expressing yourself, but you need to adapt yourself to kind of get into the universities that you want to get to. So I think for me, not only academically but truly, like, in a personal level, Melrose felt like, as I told you, Chris, like as a mom away from home to me and like to all of the people that I studied with. I remember that when we finished our graduation, we all like went to give her flowers. It was truly like the care and the heart and passion that she put into her work was truly, truly honorable. And I still like send her emails to see like, oh my god, how are you, or I even asked her for a reference for a job the other day. And then with Simon, it was just, I guess, the idea of, again, such a small school, you don't have as many people, but he always tried to connect our academic school with our English school. So we were always getting different events, even if it was like a little disco in our cafeteria, or he planned for the over 18s karaoke nights, which were my favorite thing ever. And that's where I found my best friends still. Like, now we're still, talking every day, even if we're all in different unis, which we were all very, we're all very grateful to be in amazing unis across Europe and in the US. So I think just having such a big support system coming from the school was something that made me comfortable enough to focus in my academics, but again, just not losing like my whole social life or even like sports life. I remember that I was even part of the football team that, I'm terrible at football, and I was part of it. So I think that can tell you, how excited I was to try to like be part of the community, just because I was in such an amazing environment.
Thank you very much indeed. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your holidays, and we'll be in touch again soon, Keke. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.